Here's a question a lot of pool owners have thought but never said out loud. What is that thing on my equipment pad actually doing, and how do I know if it's about to fail? Today we're talking about the pump, and by the end of this, you'll understand it well enough to catch a problem before it turns into a service call. So let's start with what it actually is. The pump is the mechanical heart of your pool. Underneath that housing is an electric motor spinning a bladed wheel called an impeller inside a sealed chamber. When that impeller spins, it flings water outward. That creates a vacuum in the center that pulls water in from your pool, and it creates high pressure at the edges that pushes water back out toward your equipment. Pull on one side, push on the other, and the whole thing depends on staying sealed. That's it. That's the machine. Now here's what it does and why it matters more than anything else out there. The pump creates the water movement that lets everything else work. Without it, your filter is just a tank of sand. Your heater is a cold pipe. Your salt cell is sitting there doing nothing. The pump's whole job is turnover, which just means moving enough of your water through the system that it can get filtered, heated, and sanitized. Nothing downstream functions until the pump moves the water to it. So when people ask me which piece of equipment matters most, this is the answer. Everything else is along for the ride. And if you ever want to know how many hours a day yours needs to run to turn all that water over, I built a pump runtime planner over at pooltoolkit.com that'll do the math for you. And that brings us to the part you actually care about, which is how to tell if yours is working or where it's going wrong. Here's the trick I want you to remember, because it turns a confusing machine into a simple map. Split your pad into 3 zones. The suction side is everything before the impeller, from the skimmer up to the pump basket, and it runs under vacuum. The pressure side is everything after, the filter, the heater, the returns, and it runs under pressure. And the motor is the electrical part, separate from the water entirely. Now just match the symptom to the zone. If you've got air in the basket, or the pump keeps losing its prime, or it sounds like it's churning a bucket of gravel, that's the suction side. A leak there doesn't drip, it sucks air in. So ignore the puddles and go hunting for a vacuum breach. If you see actual water pooling on the pad, that's the pressure side pushing water out. And if you hear grinding, screeching, or growling, that's the motor, and it usually means the bearings inside are failing. One more. If your returns feel weak, but the pump sounds totally normal and the basket's full, that's not a leak at all. That's a clog, a dirty filter, a full basket, or debris stuck in the impeller. Air, water, noise, or weak flow. Each one points you to exactly one zone, so you stop guessing and stop replacing the wrong parts. All right, here's my one pro move, the thing 30 years on the pad taught me. The single most common failure out here is also the cheapest to fix, and almost nobody checks it. It's the O-ring under your pump lid. That rubber ring is what holds the vacuum on the suction side, and when it dries out or gets pinched, the pump starts sucking air right through the lid and loses its prime. So every so often, pull it out, wipe it clean, and lubricate it with a silicone-based pool lubricant. And I mean silicone. Do not reach for petroleum jelly, because petroleum will chemically break that rubber down and ruin it. 5 minutes on that one O-ring prevents most of the suction side headaches that send people running for the phone. And while you're down there, glance underneath where the motor meets the housing. If you see water weeping out of that spot, that's your shaft seal, and that one you don't ignore, because a $20 seal you catch early turns into a $500 motor if you let the water get into the bearings. So that's your pump. Match the symptom to the zone, keep that lid O-ring lubed, and watch for water where the motor meets the housing. Do that, and you'll know exactly what's happening on your own equipment pad before you call the pool guy.